Welcome to Smart Stock Watch, your go-to channel for in-depth financial analysis. Today is October 1st, 2025, and we're diving into RPM's fiscal 2026 first quarter earnings report. RPM, a leader in specialty coatings, sealants, and building materials, has just released its latest financial results. Joining us today is John, senior analyst from Smart Stock Watch. Welcome, John.
Thank you for having me. RPM has reported some impressive numbers this quarter, and I'm excited to break them down with you.
Revenue and profitability overview. Let's start with the top line. RPM reported record first quarter sales of $2.11 billion, a 7.4% increase compared to last year. John, what are the key drivers behind this growth?
Absolutely. RPM's growth was driven by strong demand for their systems and turnkey solutions, particularly in high-performance buildings. They also benefited from strategic acquisitions and a focus on repair and maintenance, which helped them achieve these record sales figures.
And how about profitability? How did RPM perform in terms of net income and earnings per share?
RPM reported a net income of $227.6 million, with an adjusted diluted EPS of 1.88, which is a 2.2% increase over the prior year. Their EBIT also reached a record $304 million, showcasing their operational efficiency and ability to manage costs effectively despite inflationary pressures.
EPS forecast and analyst expectations. Analysts had forecasted an EPS of 87 based on a survey of 7 analysts. RPM managed to slightly beat this forecast with an adjusted EPS of 188. John, what does this tell us about RPM's performance?
This slight beat on the EPS forecast indicates that RPM is effectively managing its operations and costs, even in a challenging macroeconomic environment. It reflects their strategic focus on growth and operational improvements, which have allowed them to exceed market expectations.
Operational efficiencies and future outlook. John, RPM has mentioned their MAP 2025 operational improvement benefits. Can you elaborate on how these have impacted their performance?
Sure. The MAP 2025 initiatives have been crucial in driving operational efficiencies, which have helped offset higher SG&A expenses and inflation. These improvements have allowed RPM to maintain strong profitability and set the stage for continued growth.
Looking ahead, what is RPM's outlook for the next quarter and the full fiscal year?
RPM is optimistic about the future, expecting mid-single-digit sales growth and adjusted EBIT growth in the second quarter. For the full year, they anticipate sales to increase toward the higher end of their previous outlook, with adjusted EBIT growth at the lower end of their high single to low double-digit range.
Segment performance and strategic initiatives. Let's delve into the segment performance. How did RPM's different segments perform this quarter?
The Construction Products Group reported sales of $881.4 million, driven by systems and turnkey roofing solutions. The Performance Coatings Group saw sales of $538.5 million, with strength in flooring and protective coatings. The Consumer Group achieved $693.8 million in sales, benefiting from acquisitions despite some softness in DIY markets.
It seems like acquisitions played a significant role. Can you tell us more about their impact?
Absolutely. Acquisitions have been a key driver for RPM, contributing significantly to their sales growth across all segments. These strategic moves have allowed RPM to expand their market presence and enhance their product offerings.
Cash flow and financial position. John, let's talk about RPM's cash flow and financial position. How did they perform in this area?
RPM generated $237.5 million in operating cash flow, reflecting their profitability growth and efficient working capital management. They invested $62.5 million in capital expenditures, focusing on growth investments. Their total debt stands at $2.67 billion, primarily due to financing acquisitions, while their liquidity is at $933.4 million.
How does this financial position support their future growth plans?
RPM's strong cash flow and strategic investments position them well for future growth. Their focus on acquisitions and operational improvements, supported by their liquidity, will enable them to continue expanding and enhancing their market position.